People, I'm your RJ Rudra for this evening show on DC Live. Stay tuned to DC Live. We care, we share, and we are on air. I'm here again with a fresh episode of GRAMMATIST Live, which will be aired every Monday at 5:30 p.m. So stay tuned to it. And what is GRAMMATIST going to do is GRAMMATIST is going to help you learn English, and it's going to teach you basics of it to speak and to write as well. As of now, doing classes for speaking. That's what we do. Last week, we learned a few weather words. I hope you all enjoyed learning them and using them in your daily conversations. Now, welcome again to another episode of GRAMMATIST, the podcast that untangles the mysteries of English grammar. It's one rule at a time. Just learn one thing at a time. Today on this show, I'm going to be talking about office words, corporate terms, office words, right? So we are in a corporate environment. We are in a corporate structure. We get to talk to people. So how long have you been in the corporate, Sri Lekha?
So DCLIVE is my first corporate office. Still I'm in DCLIVE. So the last 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So you were fresh from college when you joined here?
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'll tell you the reason why I'm asking. Okay. When you joined a corporate, okay, first time someone said something to you, you may have got surprised with that term, with that word, the way it's positioned, the way they're trying to convey. Has that happened to you ever?
Yeah, it happened many times, but I don't remember any of the words. So, many of the meetings or any events I attend, right? So yeah. I come across those words. So, but when I search the meaning of those words, it's been a very different, simple term. But I'll be thinking why people are using such kind of words. Then I understood, okay, this is a type of different where they have to use it in the office, like.
I understand. So the word
something phrase words, like some of the words will be like phrase.
Understood.
Like a first word I remember, it is a cup of tea for me. The people say, right? It's just a cup of tea. So I was just, though I was able to understand, but I was trying to understand it better because I should not use that word in some other wrong sentences, right?
Right.
So I remember this word. When someone appreciated it, should be a cup of tea for you, like, no, this is the first word when I joined DCLIVE, I heard it. So I remember this word, sorry.
Got it. Absolutely. So when people use a few words, we're all frozen for a moment, right? So when we are new,
yes.
Let me be honest. Let me use this word, flabbergasted. Okay. Flabbergasted. That's a word. Now, why say flabbergasted? When you have simple terms like I was surprised, I was caught by surprise, I was astonished, I was stunned, then you still want to use flabbergasted, right? So that's what it is. So you want to familiarize yourself with those situations. You want to familiarize yourself with those words. You want to sound like a corporate pro, right? So you want to sound like that. This is the show for you then. We're going to be talking about corporate words, office words in multiple different scenarios. One of them is going to be general office terms. And another set of it is going to be action words. Another one is for equipments, resources, environment defined in corporate. And a few of them could be the corporate lingos, right? So these are the words that you use in office interactions, conversations, meetings, and your emails and any documentation. That's what we do here in the corporate world. Now, I've not segregated them in any of the categories that we're talking about, because if I do that, what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot of sessions, but I'm okay to have a lot of sessions, but then it'll take a lot of time for you to learn one category, then another category. Like first you learn the general office terms, then you learn the meeting terms, then you possibly learn the resources or the environment, then the action words. So it's going to take a lot of time. So what I thought is I've put through some critical words that we usually come across and some easy terms as well. So it's a combination of all of those terms. Are we all good to learn today? If you have some question, comment, or something to say, just go ahead and put this on the chat box, the Google Meet chat box, or on the chat box or the message box, what we call on the DC Live website. And Srilekha is going to quickly pick that and relay that to me. Are we all good to go now, Srilekha?
Yes, Rudra, we are good to go. So people can connect me on DC Live WhatsApp as well as in DC Live chat room. So whatever the new words they know about the, office words, they can share and they can listen and they can comment me on both the platform. Thanks.
Great. Thank you for that. So we're going to quickly go ahead and start this and get with 15 words. Let's see if we can get these 15 words for today. The first word I'm going to talk about is everyone's favorite word. You know what it is? It's called meeting. Meeting. The most happening thing in a corporate is meeting. Let's meet. Correct? Now, what's a meeting? A meeting is a gathering of people to discuss topics. A meeting is a gathering of people to discuss topics. That's what it is. It's a group, right? It's a group setup. People talk and discuss something. Now, we understood the meaning of it. We're going to quickly go ahead and use them in a sentence. The team will have a brief meeting this morning to discuss the project updates. I repeat the sentence. The team will have a brief meeting this morning to discuss the project updates. Can you schedule a meeting for next Tuesday morning? What happened in the meeting yesterday? What happened in the meeting yesterday? Are we going to have this meeting this evening? Can we meet tomorrow? Now, all of these are examples of using the word meeting. What is a meeting? A meeting is a gathering of people to discuss topics. You can discuss any business element, any point of contention, anything that is progressive, anything that is update, anything that is a review that happens in a meeting. That is what is the context of a meeting in a corporate setup. Don't do too many meetings. Meetings have to be objective. Meetings have to be achieving a goal. Meetings have to be serving a purpose. That is what it is. But then that's another way of explaining it. But then in a English class, what's a meeting? A meeting is a gathering of people to discuss topics. That's what it is. I hope you have all learned what a meeting is. Now let's move on to another most common and popular term, email. What's an email? Email is a method of electronic communication. By definition, an email is an electronic communication, and it is a method of electronic communication. Now let's look at some examples for it. Please send me the document via email. Can you forward that email from HR? When was this email sent? Who sent this email? I'll share the report via email. Now, over time, what has happened is the term email has been replaced with a single syllable called mail. Have you checked the mail? Mail literally means post, the one that we get on from the post office, something that is dropped at the post box, and then there is a mailman or a postman that picks it up, process it, and then you receive it at an address that it is to be delivered. But in today's world, the word email is being replaced with the word mail. So mail, electronic mail, is technically called the mail right now. I've sent you an email. Did you forward that email to me? When was that mail sent? Who sent this mail to you? I'll share that report via email. No, via mail is also fine. So interchangeably used with the word mail. This is how you use mail or email in a sentence. I'll mail that to you is also a verb nowadays. Directly using this as a verb. I'll send that email, or I'll send that mail, or I'll mail that to you. That's more of a corporate style of talking. Now, the third word that we're going to quickly talk about is project, right? That's a very dear word in corporate. All of us talk about projects. What's a project? What do you think is a project, Srilekha? I know I don't want to put you on the spot. It's your option. Rudra, don't call my name out. You can say that.
No, not at all. So project is a work which is given by the client.
Great. Great. Perfect.
For me, the project during the college time was different.
Yeah.
After coming to DCLIVE, that is totally different.
Right. So you are right. So I just thought, would you be answering that? You're right. So project for us was the high school or the college project. Now, a college project or a high school project or a work project are all the same by definition. It is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. I repeat, a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Now, at the end of the day, the client gives us a project because they wanted to accomplish something. They wanted to accomplish a result, right? And that is the reason why they employ us for their projects and we work on them. Now, this is the definition of it, but let's quickly go ahead and use this in a sentence. Project. The launch of the new website is a major project for our department. This is a noun. The launch of the new website is a major project for our department. Which project are you currently working on? When is the project going live? Can you lead this project? Okay. Now, project in all of these contexts is a noun. That's what it defines a task which is unique, and then it is accomplishing a product, service, or result. That is a project. Quickly moving on to the fourth word, everybody's favorite word, deadline. Deadline. Okay. Why is the line dead here? No, that was a joke. The date or time by which something must be completed. Your line's dead by then, right? That's a deadline. Deadline is the date or time by which something must be completed. A deadline for submitting. We had deadlines even during college, right? So deadline for submitting assignments, deadline for submitting record notebooks, deadlines for submitting projects. Yeah, college projects. Now that's how it is. The deadline for submitting the proposal is Friday at 5 p.m. Deadline for the report is the end of the day. What is the deadline for completing this task? That is a deadline. So this is how you use a deadline. I've tried to balance examples in such a way that when you ask someone, how do you ask? Or when you hear it, how do you infer it? That is what is the context in which I've gone ahead and quickly drafted these sentences. Now, quickly moving on to the fifth word, a very, very simple word. It's called a team. What's a team? A team is a group of people working together. It's a set of people working together for a common objective. That is a team. You have a cricket team, you have a football team. Everything in a sport is called a team because it's a set of people working together for a common objective. The common objective is to play and win that game. Now, that's why it's called a team. Here again in corporates, the word team was adapted because we are a set of people. We work with a common objective. Let's use team in a sentence. The sales team exceeded their targets this quarter. The sales team exceeded their targets this quarter. The HR team is available on chat support. The IT team is issuing new laptops to all employees. Yeah, you heard that right. The IT team is issuing new laptops to all employees. All right, don't ping your local IT team member there. It's just in a sentence. All right. Now moving on, another favorite word in corporate. Guess what that could be? I'm going to quickly count till 3. And let me give you a clue. It starts with the same letter as team. What could be that word? Quickly put that on the chat box on DCLIVE or on the chat box on the Google Meet if you're around. 3, 2, 1. The word is task. The word is task. What's a task? A task is a piece of work that needs to be done or executed. A piece of work that needs to be done or executed is called task. Let's use task in a sentence right now. Completing the expense report is my last task for today. What tasks are you working on currently? I have too many tasks to complete. That's what is a task. Now let's assume that you have completed a lot of tasks. Then what does your manager ask when you go ahead and say that I did a lot of tasks, I've completed a lot of them? Then immediately your supervisor or your team lead or your manager is going to ask the next word. And that next word is called, what is that? What is that? That's called a report, right? People are going to ask you, you've done so many tasks. Where's your report? Now, you're going to go ahead and report is another common term that's used. A report is a set of tasks that is completed. All right. It is also a written or spoken account of something that has been observed, done, or investigated. Now, that's a report. Now, a report is a document, right, which has been done, investigated, or observed. Now, let's quickly use this in a sentence. The finance department prepared a detailed report on the company's earnings. Can you share the daily task report? What are the reports you have to share every day? The performance report for the team will be shared tomorrow, right? That's what is a report. Now, quickly counting, we have done with 7 of them: meeting, email, project, deadline, team, task, and reports. I'm going to quickly stop here and pause for a moment and see if someone has a question. Srilekha, someone has a question, someone has a comment, someone has something to ask us?
No, Rudra, we haven't.
Okay. Great. Okay, let me quickly go ahead. The word presentation. Now, what's a presentation? A presentation is a talk or speech given to an audience. Also, it can be a document in the form of a PowerPoint presentation. These are the 2 contexts in which you're going to talk about in a presentation. Now, let's quickly use this in a sentence. She'll give a presentation on the marketing strategy next week. She will give a presentation on the marketing strategy next week. I need to print out this document before the presentation. So a presentation, I have a presentation today, meaning I have a talk or a speech that I'm going to be talking to a set of audience. That's what is a presentation. Now let's quickly move on to the next word. This one is a favorite of mine. One of my favorite words: strategy, corporate strategy, business strategy. What's a strategy? A strategy is a plan of action designed to achieve a long-term or overall aim. It's a action-driven plan. That's what it is. All right. Now, let's quickly use them in a sentence. Our long-term strategy involves expanding into new markets. Do they have a strategy to deal with the financial crisis? That's a strategy. One of the most favorite words in the corporate world: feedback. What's a feedback? Information about reactions to a product, a person's performance, etc., used as a basis for improvement. Something that helps you as an input for an improvement is called feedback. A feedback is based on an action or an event. That's what it is. Now let's quickly use feedback in a sentence. We appreciate your feedback on the new software interface. I repeat, we appreciate your feedback on the new software interface. Based on the user feedback, we will iterate on the design of the application. What is the customer feedback on this service? That's what it is. It's about feedback. Now, I've covered 2 of them, which is deadline and feedback, which Srilekha had on her poster. Now I'm going to cover one of Srilekha's another favorite word, which is synergy, right? So I think she had that on the poster as well, synergy. Synergy is interaction or cooperation of 2 or more units or elements, including an organization, substance, or other agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. Meaning, there are 2 units. 2 units can produce certain effects, but if they work together and if they're able to achieve, do something together, they will be able to bring in greater effect than the sum of their separate effects. Like they're doing together individually and they're collectively working on something. The collective result is higher than the ones that that they've been able to accomplish individually. That's what it means. Now, synergy in a sentence. The synergy between the marketing and sales teams led to a significant increase in conversations. Okay. Meaning business conversations, which gets converted into sales. The synergy between the two departments resulted in an efficient workflow. Synergy between two departments resulted in an efficient workflow. The band members found a creative synergy that made their music truly unique. We are hoping for a strong synergy between the new acquisition and our existing product line. These are the 10 words that we have quickly learned. I'm going to quickly brush through a few more in the next couple of minutes, and I'm going to pause after that. Prioritize. This is another favorite word in the. Can you prioritize this for me? What does prioritize mean? To designate or treat something as more important than other things. Meaning, push this to the front is prioritize. We need to prioritize the most urgent tasks to meet our deadline. Let's prioritize designing the critical steps first. I need to prioritize this meeting. This meeting is important for me. That's what it means. Now, talking about meeting, there's one more word associated with meeting that's called an agenda. What's an agenda, people? Anybody wants to quickly go ahead and use the chat box and type something? An agenda, please. Is there someone typing on DCLIVE chat box? I can see it live. Is there someone typing? Nobody?
No, Rudra.
Okay, so an agenda, so that's not on your agenda to type in on the chat box, right? So what's an agenda? Agenda is a list of items to be discussed at a formal meeting or any meeting. Now, in a sentence, it's going to be used as, please prepare the agenda for the meeting. The first item on the agenda for today's meeting is the budget review. That's what is an agenda. Efficiency. Someone uses word intangibly, right? Efficiency. What is efficiency? The state of being able to accomplish something with the least waste of time and effort. Meaning, with the minimal time and effort, are you able to accomplish or do something? The new software greatly improved efficiency of our data processing. We are currently looking for ways to increase efficiency in our daily tasks. Investing in better equipment can lead to greater efficiency in the long run. We've spoken about efficiency. I'm going to quickly talk about two key words that everybody talk about in the corporate world. One of them is collaborate. What's collaborate? Celia, do you want to take a guess? Collaborate.
Collaborate, like working with different, mixing up two teams or two person or two types of work.
You're absolutely right. It's to work jointly on an activity or a project. To work jointly on an activity or project. Collaborate. The marketing and design teams will collaborate on the new campaign. We need to collaborate on this project to meet the deadline. That is what is collaborating, working together. Now, for you to work together, what do you need? Yes, you need intentions. You need the common objectives. You need a lot of interest in the area that you want to collaborate. But one thing that you need is what? Bandwidth. Bandwidth. Now, what is bandwidth? Bandwidth is the amount of time that can be utilized for a particular task to be done. In actual terms, it's the amount of data that can be transmitted in a unit of time. Now, in corporate world, it means the time that you can utilize for doing something. The capacity of someone to deal with a situation, that's bandwidth. Now, for you to collaborate, you definitely need your bandwidth. Do you have the bandwidth to collaborate? I would love to take on that extra project, but I don't have the bandwidth right now as a sentence. The network upgrade significantly increased the internet's bandwidth. This is in the actual term of bandwidth. Our team's bandwidth is currently stretched thin due to the upcoming deadline. Team's bandwidth. We're not talking about internet bandwidth. We're talking about the team's bandwidth. This is what it is. So quickly going ahead and reading the terms that we learned today. We learned a meeting, email, project, deadline, team, task, report, presentation, strategy, feedback, synergy, prioritize, agenda, collaborate, efficiency, and bandwidth. These are the words that we have learned. We have learned the meanings of them. We have also learned how to use them in sentences. More than one sentence in a way, how do we understand and how do we ask a question? Do you have bandwidth? Is this an efficient way of doing it? What's the efficiency there, right? Let's collaborate. What's the agenda to collaborate? Well, I can prioritize this for you, but I think both of us working together is going to be a great synergy. What's your feedback on this collaboration? And what's a strategy for us to collaborate together? Let's make a presentation to the leadership to let them know about our collaboration. Okay. Yeah. Let's have a report at the end of each of this meeting. All right. That's called a minute. What are the tasks and which team is going to be doing this? What is the deadline for executing it? And what do we call this project as? Let's send an email with all the details. Let's set up a meeting to go over this particular collaboration. That's what it is. So we have used all of these in one sentence and then in a continuous way. I'm going to quickly stop there and see if someone has a question, someone has a comment, someone has something to ask. I'll be more than happy to take it.
Yeah, Rudra, there is a reply from one of the listeners. So her name is Gayatri. She have replied few of the words she's regularly undergoing with that. I mean, office words.
Great. So see, what do they need that? Does she need that? We need to answer them.
She have shared the words. She have shared the word like these are the words which I undergo like everything. Like she loved to share those words like.
Sure, wonderful. So
the words were like project, management, priority, output, input, alignment, defect, reduce, error, total. So the words she's listening every day. So she wanted to just share it. Like.
Fine, wonderful. That's right. So what we're going to do here is, Srilekha, we definitely are going to go ahead and have some of these words in phases. We cannot cover all the words in the time that we have. We're going to go ahead and do this, the other words. Please do pick those words and ping me, and then I'll be more than glad to talk about it on the show. And I do have another set of 30, 40 words that we're going to talk about in the upcoming sessions of these. Okay, probably I want to do this corporate terms in about 3 to 4 parts from now. We have done the part 1. We may be doing another 2 parts and if needed. If anybody, any listener requests come in, we can do a 4th one also for that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll be more than glad to do that. Now, are there any other questions, people?
So I could see Vilpuram team is listening in the floor. So anybody would love to unmute and share your comment? Is there anybody?
Someone who wants to do that? Come on, people, be brave. Nobody?
Okay.
That's all right. You can do that the next time. All right. So I just got another minute to close the show. Thank you all listeners from wherever you were listening, and you were listening to the Grammatist, the podcast dedicated to helping you speak and write English with clarity and confidence. That's what it is. We will be having many more such topics that help you learn English on this show. We'll have this aired every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Do not miss tuning in. Until I meet you again, this is RJ Rudra signing off from Grammatist on DC Live. Stay tuned to DC Live. We care, we share, and we are on air. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Srilekha. It's always been a pleasure being on DC Live.
Yeah, thanks, Rudra. So out of these 15 words, though I was a little bit unfamiliar with the word, but today I got a little bit clarity. What is it? Synergy, right?
Which one? Synergy, yeah. That's right.
Synergy. Okay, so I got a little bit clarity on this. I think people who heard same words again and again, but when you gave an example with the sentence, right? It gives a different sense to understand the word more better, how we can utilize the words. So thanks for that, Rudra. We had a wonderful show. We'll be back again on Thursday, 5:30 on DC Live. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Srilekha. Thanks for having me. Bye. See ya.
So listeners, stay tuned to DC Live. We're going to replay the show today at 9 p.m. So those who missed, so don't forget to replay and listen the show. Definitely it's going to be useful to you. Stay tuned to your DC Live. Be care, be share, and we are on air.